In this particular DFMPro demonstration, we're going to take a look at this prismatic milling of this part. We see that we have several PMI entities that exists at this data set. I'm going to go ahead and select them, see what they are, and now we want to go ahead and generate this by selecting this axis. What axis we're coming in to do the milling, and once we run that, we get the results. We see that there are several errors and several warnings, and some that are good. So in this case, we're going to take a look at the deep holes. We'll look at the flat bottom holes. We notice that a lot of these all have issues. Let's go see what the standard recommends. So we'll see that as we're using a drill, we should have a angle at the bottom instead of being flat, and then fill it. In this case, we have an outside corner. Outside corner typically is a little more expensive operation, so a lot of times we always caution that as a manufacturing process, if that is required, outside filler versus a chamfer. In this case, we have a tool accessibility issue. So let's go back and take a look at this starting from the top again. In this case, we have a particular hole. The diameter is at 10 millimeter and the depth around 170. So the ratio is near 16.8, almost 17. Typically ratio should be less than 8. So in this case, let's go ahead and capture the image and then make some comment, perhaps that we don't want this particular tooling to go this deep, or need to change a different diameter. All right, so once that is done, this capture is going to go into the report later on that we will review that. Let's take a look at another one. In this case, at tool accessibility, we want to go ahead and capture that image. We want to make a note saying that perhaps we need to open up the slot all the way to the top. Then we have the ability to drill a hole if that hole is critical to a particular, to meet the requirement. The last part we want to do is, in this case, we want to make sure we want to use a standard hole. A standard hole, that means we're using standard tooling. If we go any specific hole to the design, and then that means requires unique tooling, and that would cost a little more. So in this case, that once all these has been captured, we want to take a look at the report, and sure enough, these images and the comments that we made are part of this report has been captured. And then all this report also contain all the other issues that within this particular machining part. So this is all part of a DFMPro. Thank you.